welcome to episode 69 of Caffeinated Cast-Ons. My name is Therese, also known as Caffeinated Cast-Ons. Welcome, this is my YouTube channel. If you are new, I am a North Texas-based knitter, and think of this as a video version of Ravelry project pages where I talk about my knitting projects that I'm currently working on. I give you my notes, thoughts, we talk yarn, needle sizes, just chit chat along, and we are caffeinated. You can find me on Instagram as @Caffeinated Cast-Ons, and then I also link my Ravelry project pages that I talk about. I link those down below in the description box. Thank you to those of you who come back each week to watch the updates, new episodes, and I just checked and we're at more than 400 subscribers, which I thought was really cool. It's an interesting concept to me that people like and come back to watch my channel, and so that's super fun. I kind of want to do a giveaway whenever we get to 500 subscribers. I don't know what that giveaway would all entail yet, but it's on my radar. This week I do have some finished objects to take you through, a couple of new cast-ons and the usual, so let's get into it. Finished object number one is my there's Piper. Hi. My first finished object to talk about this week is my pair of toe-up vanilla socks. I still have to weave in the ends. They're just tucked into the sock right now. But these are a pair of vanilla toe-up socks that I did. And last week I talked about I wanted to finish the heel of the sock too, and that I would maybe try to get this finished by this week, and I just decided to go ahead, power through, let's finish the sock, because I wanted to cast on a new sock for Nitty Natty's Sock Week 2025, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Oh, let me back up. It is Sunday, July 20th. Yeah, so toe-up socks. I worked these on a US size 1 32-inch circular, so be able to work these magic loop. I started from the toe up. I did a Judy's Magic cast on for the toe. Nitty Natty has a video of this in her sock tutorial playlist. Highly recommend. She walks you through it. It's so great. Definitely one of the videos that I continue to go back to, just to jog my memory when working toe-up socks. It's a great cast on. And then I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel, 30 rounds for the leg, I believe. I did switch to a US size 2, which I probably didn't need to, and did a 15 rounds of 2x2 ribbing. No, 13 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, and then the last 2 rounds did this pop of color and bound off on that. With these socks, I have been trying to kind of reassess my usual counts for everything whenever I knit socks, just because I've noticed quite a few of my socks have been fitting a little bit slouchier. So I tried reducing the number of stitches for the foot. I decreased my rounds by 5, and that has worked out great. And then I didn't need to size up to a size US 2 here. I probably would have been fine with my US size 1. However, the next sock, and I'll talk about this in a little bit, I'm decreasing my total stitch count. Don't know where the labels are at the moment, but this is a Madeline Tosh yarn on the, I want to say Twist Light base, called Bird is the Word, and this bluish navy color is Euphoria Knits on an 8515 superwash nylon blend in the colorway Deep Navy. Don't know where the labels are, but it'll be on my Ravelry project detail pages. I had 2 other finished objects this week, and that, if you've noticed, I always have like a little cozy on my iced coffees or waters, just anything that's in glass that is going to have condensation. This is the No Sweat Cup Cozy, or No Sweat Coffee Cozy. I can't remember. Again, it'll be linked down below. By Lynette. I can't recall her last name. It's a free pattern. Yep. So this is one I've had for a while. I wanted to make more because I'm thinking about making this like a back to school teacher gift. And so I wanted to get some knit up just to have on hand. And I've got a small one and a medium one. And next I am going to cast on a larger one, but I don't have that done yet. I did each of these in a day. So cast on and bound off in the same day, cast on and bound off a different day, but like all in the same day. So this is a small one. So this is the pattern modified. I just decreased the number of stitches that I cast on and then followed the pattern from starting from that count rather than the beginning. And same thing with the medium one. This is just from scrap yarn that, oh, you can see the size difference there. A little size difference comparison there. So this is what I have on my little mason jar. It also fits on like a to-go coffee cup. I do have a larger one that's somewhere, and that's like on my big mason jar, and that can fit like a large iced coffee. This yarn, which is right here, fun fact, this is it's not the first yarn I ever bought because I can't recall what that was whenever I did like a dishcloth when I was learning to knit, but this is the first yarn I bought for my first pair of socks I ever knit, and I still had the tag shoved in there. And this is Long Dog yarn on their Bounce sock base, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and this is the colorway First Blush. So this is my first ever pair of socks, and I still had some left in my stash, and so used some of it to make a cozy and still have some left over. Let's see, how much do I have left over? What do I want to do with it? So this is about 10 grams left over. I'll probably just add it to my magic knot ball. I don't know if it's already in my DK jelly blanket. I might actually double check and see, because I would definitely want this in there. If it's not in there, then I'll add it in, and if it is in there, then I'll probably just add it to my magic knot ball. This medium size one, I don't know what yarn this was. It was just some scraps in my stash. This is all that's left over. I think this is probably like 3 grams if I had to guess, like 5 or less for sure. Let's see. .9 grams. So basically we'll call it 2 grams left over. And it's some type of self-striping. You can kind of see, like I held this double, by the way. Same for the other one. Like this is fingering weight held double. And you can kind of see it is striping. But yeah, so this medium size one took 19.1 grams and the small one took 15 grams. So very nice if you've got just like a little bit of random bits and bobs in your yarn stash scraps. It's a great way to use it up because it is fingering held double, or you can use DK, but the pattern calls for either one. So yeah, my plan is to knit a large one. I think I'm going to do it either in this color, this is also Long Dog yarn, or this gray with different color speckles in there. Not speckles, yeah, speckles. Different colors in there. I don't know when I'm going to start that because I am focused on another project right now. But yeah, a great stash buster and a good gift. So I've been making those. And then this is so little, I'll just add this to my magic knot ball. That's it for finished objects. Now we're going to talk about whips. Whip number 1 is my Q3 project, which is my Skyline Tee. For those that don't know, I challenged myself this year to make a garment each quarter, and Q3's garment is the Skyline Tee by Tori Yu. Last week, I was working on the front panel, and my goal was to finish the front panel and join the front and back for the body and the round, and I did that. I have so many loose ends on here, but let me see. Look at it. It is looking so good. Hold on, am I holding? There we go. It is looking so good. I am so excited. So this is where, I'm pretty sure this is where I was last week, right here. And so finished the front panel, joined in the round. That's the back. It is going so well. Believe it or not, this is pretty much only one skein. Like, I just joined my second skein yesterday, and I joined it about right here. So maybe four rounds in. I didn't weave it in, so it's kind of still has a gap right there. But I'm about 4 rounds into the second skein. So the yarn is definitely going far. So right now I am just knitting on the body, going to knit, knit, knit until it is my desired length. And then I will do the hem of that and then go back and pick up the sleeves. No. I'll pick up the collar first, the neckline, do the collar, and then do the sleeves, because I know the neckline will cinch everything up a little bit, and so I want my sleeves to be at a length that I like, so I know I'll need to do that first. The yarn I'm using for this project is Plucky Knitter, and this is on their Primo fingering base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, and 5% nylon, and this is the colorway Baby Love. I've got 3 skeins of this, and like I mentioned, I'm in my second skein, so here's that yarn caked up. This is pretty much a full cake, and then I've got one more intact skein. I'm making great progress so far. I have until the end of September to finish this, and I feel like I'm flying through this. So I may even try to challenge myself and try to have it done before DFW Fiber Fest, which is like still about towards the end of September, but I think just like a week or two sooner. But we shall see. I can't try it on right now. I do have it on a smaller cable, just so I can easily knit that in the round, and I don't feel like taking it off. But it looks great. Everything's fitting so far. I did do a try on right after I joined the body, and right when I joined the body, and I am so excited. I am knitting the size 4, and I am knitting this on a US 4 needle, so pretty easy to remember that. And with the 4, I am aiming to have, I believe, 4 to 6 inches of positive ease. I think 6 is the most positive ease that the pattern can do with that size, but that's what I am aiming for, and I think it's going to be so great. I'm so excited to keep knitting on this. I love the feel of the cashmere in the pattern, and I think it's going to drape so beautifully. My next work in progress is also a new cast on, and I have this in a bag. Who's this bag? Skippy Lips. It's a shop on Etsy. This is my first project bag that I ever bought. It used to have my name on there, but it fell off because I was really rough with it. But I've got a bunch of different pins. We've got West 7th Wool, Mace of Skeins, McKinney Knittery, Madeline Tosh, and then a summer sock camp from 2022, and then a random little alpaca. In this project bag, I have my Sock Week 2025 project that I cast on. So Nitty Natty hosts a sock week each summer, and you have a week to knit one sock, and then it's just one, so not both socks, two socks in a pair. And there's usually like a theme. I think there's prizes. There's other, like, you can buy specialty dyed yarn, notions, project bags. I think there's a Discord chat. There's a cast on party. I'm not doing any of that. I'm literally just doing this to challenge myself because it's been a while since I've done a sock in a week. And so I really wanted to challenge myself with that. I did somewhat stick to the theme with my yarn, which I'll start with. That is from Heathered Handmaids on her simple sock base. And this is 100% superwash merino. And the colorway is mint chocolate chip, which it's like an ice cream sundae theme for sock week this year. And here is the color. So very much mint ice cream with chocolate chips. And I did cast on this morning multiple times because my brain could not math this morning. But hang on, this is a tangled mess. I did cast on multiple times, and this is the farthest I've gone because I had like a minor setback with my counts. But I'm working these toe up on size US 1 needles, 32" for magic loop. And where I got tripped up is I am trying these socks with a 60 stitches for my total stitch count, which typically I knit 64 stitches, which is pretty standard in most sock patterns. That's typically the size medium sock that they offer. 60 stitches typically isn't, in any of the sock patterns that I've seen anyways, isn't a stitch count that they will give counts for. So I kind of had a hard time this morning figuring out how I wanted to cast on these socks. Nitty Natty has you, okay, so say you have 64 stitches. That means you want 32 stitches on each needle if you're working magic loop. And when you're working a sock increase, you have 15, I believe, 15 stitches on each needle whenever you first cast on, because you're increasing 4 stitches each round, which gets you to 32, which gets you to 64. Since I'm doing 60, I want 30 stitches on each needle. And so I would want 28 stitches total to increase, because you have to make the toe for the wedge. I'm already hurting my brain with this math. And so you'd want to cast on 14 stitches for the needle to give you room to increase for the toe. However, when I work my socks cuff down, typically when I work 64 stitches, whenever I get to like 16, actually I think it's 16. When I get to 16 stitches at the toe after decreasing for the toe, I then decrease every round to get to my last 8 stitches, and then I do the Kitchener stitch. But I couldn't figure out the math to do that, like to cast on with the lesser number and then work my way up to 14. So I just went ahead and cast on 14, and what I'm already thinking is that I'm going to have to do more than my new 60 round foot because I already cut out probably like 4 rounds. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That definitely why I wanted to do this one toe up, so I could continue to try this on as I go to see what it does. But I just want to see how 60 stitches feels on my foot rather than 64. 64 is not falling off, but it could be a little bit more snug. So just experimenting with that and challenging myself. Yeah, so the plan for today is cast on and toe. So I need to finish the toe increases today, and then I can have it ready for the leg tomorrow. So Nitty Natty has a couple different schedules that you can stick to, whether you're working cuff down or toe up. Just depends. I'm working toe up. So that is my new cast on. That was a lot of nonsense. I'm not good at math. And so then trying to figure out new sock math was definitely just hurting my brain this morning. I kind of already started into goals, but yeah, so goal for my socks is to finish the toe increases today. And then for my Skyline Tee, I don't know if I'll get half of the body, but I just want to keep working away on that. Again, I still have until the end of September to finish that. It's going great so far. So just keep working along on the body. I kind of do want to cast on another cup cozy. Again, I want to make the large size, which is just the regular pattern. And I don't think I mentioned the needle size on that. I'm pretty sure I'm working these on a US 4 as well. Yes, US 4. I don't know if I want to start that today since I'm working on the toe. If I finish the toe today before it's too late into the day, then I'll go ahead and cast it on, but I won't push myself to finish the cozy in the same day that I start it, because I did do that the past 2 days because I was itching to cast on and work on something else, but I was saving my socks to cast on this morning to have those ready for sock week. That's it for knitting. Let's talk reading, watching, and listening. I did start a new book called The Family Experiment, and this is another book by John Mars. This is the 3rd book that I have read. So far I've read Passengers and The One, and I don't think you have to read the book in order. Some Easter eggs probably make more sense, but this one does definitely make references to both The One and the Passengers. So it's fun to catch those Easter eggs and kind of know what it's talking about. This one is super interesting. All of his books feel like episodes of Black Mirror or like stuff that could be happening today. It's really good. So I'm reading this, again, another one with like lots of different players in the game. So there is some setup of explaining who everyone is. And this one, I'm really enjoying this one more. I feel like it's getting into it, and it's a bit easier for me to catch on to who everyone is, rather as The One took me a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's just my reading mood, but definitely like this one. And then I also have another book. I haven't started it yet. Hold on, I'm waking up my device. The other book that I have from the library is R.L. Stine's Fear Street series. And then right now I have ready to read The First Evil, which is all about cheerleaders. I think there are it's R.L. Stine, spooky stuff happening. It's a bit of a younger, I think it's like a teen read, young adult. But I remember when I was younger, my aunt would read it to me and my cousins, and it was like so spooky, and I was just feeling a bit nostalgic for that. And so but I didn't remember what it was. So I literally had to Google I was Googling different things to try to get to the book, but I found it. And so I have that on loan from the library too. So I have that kind of next on my docket to read after I get a little bit more into the family the family experiment. Watching, still making my way through Criminal Minds. I am in season 13. Again, lots of changes happening. It's late in the series, and I think there's only 15. Only 15. There are 15, so I have only 2 seasons left. So I'm kind of curious what else they're going to do with the characters. They've been through a lot. But yeah, so watching that, still watching One Tree Hill. I can't recall what season I'm in. Am I in season 4 now? I think so, because it's the start of senior year, I think. And then I just started Will and Grace, the old one, not the reboot. I haven't seen any of the reboot. I was, again, feeling nostalgic because when I was younger and like in the summers, whenever me and my siblings would stay up late, Will and Grace is one of those shows that was on super late, and just like, I don't know, the theme music and like the laughter, like I don't know, I miss it. And so I started that from the beginning because I haven't seen everything. Like I didn't watch it like in order continuously. It was just whatever was on the TV super late at night and you fall asleep watching it. Yeah, so started Will and Grace, and I'm just a few episodes in. And then still listening. I think, did I finish the second episode? The second episode of this season of Something Went Wrong, which is kind of like a true crime podcast, that just came out, and I think I finished listening to the second episode. I need to double check. I might have been in the middle of it. So listening to that. That's pretty much all I've got. I'm very curious. Please leave a comment down below of what would interest you in as far as a giveaway whenever we reach 500 subscribers. I don't know whenever we'll get there. She'll get us there. But I'm not sure what to give away. I kind of want to get to the point where I'm so scared to do this, by the way. I'm like, who am I to ask? But I kind of want to reach out to like yarn dyers or makers and ask for something to be donated for a giveaway, and even start like sending me yarn to like showcase and work on projects. But I'm like, oh, I'm nobody. But it's like, if just ask, you know? And so I'm trying to like hype myself up to do that, because I would just love to be able to showcase more yarns, knit with yarns that are new to me and maybe new to you as well, and really just highlight some makers. And so I'm trying to figure out next steps and moves and just talk myself up to even asking for that. And I don't know how all that works, because this is a hobby, you know, and I just don't know all the dynamics of that, like what is like a gift donated. I don't know. So trying to figure kind of things out with there, but let me know what you'd be interested in as far as a giveaway, and share this channel with a friend so we can get to 500 subscribers and see what comes next for Caffeinated Cast-Ons. Right. At the end of every episode, I close things on up and talk about 3 simple joys, which is 3 random things that have been bringing me joy over the past week. And simple joy number 1 is a new headboard, which is, again, so random. We have a bed with an adjustable base, and so we don't have like an actual like traditional bed frame and headboard, since it sits on an adjustable base. But we finally got a headboard, and we had to buy like special brackets to attach it to our base to be able to do it. But it feels like we have a brand new bed, and I love it. It brings some coziness into the room, and it's just so nice. I'm like, oh, now I want to get new sheets and maybe new nightstands. But again, like that's just little things. So brand new headboard. Simple joy number 2 is a brand new chocolate chip cookie dough recipe. I love chocolate chip cookies. I love a warm chocolate chip cookie. And I was in the mood for cookies. Actually, I was in the mood for cake, but I didn't have all the ingredients for cake. But I wanted to make some chocolate chip cookies. And so I found a recipe on Pinterest, I believe. And the dough is really good. I still need to figure out the baking of the cookie a little bit, because the cookie is a bit thinner than I would like. Like I like a thicker, not super thick, but like the cookie's a little too thin for my liking, and I definitely overbaked them. So I need to figure out my cook time for the cookie to have it nice and chewy. Like the middle's good. I don't care for the crunchy edges. I just like a warm, soft cookie. But the cookie is really, the cookie dough is really, really good. So enjoying that. And then simple joy number 3 was a lazy Saturday, which is so nice to just have those days where everyone kind of sleeps in, you wake up, you stay in your pajamas all day, you move from the bed to the couch, and you're just kind of lounging around. And it was so nice to have a day like that, especially because today was a bit busier for us. We had to go to a birthday party. And so I'm definitely tired. Like I will probably nap or like watch TV in bed the rest of the day. Yeah, but that was nice to have like a lazy Saturday. That is all I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining and coming back. And I appreciate you joining me on this making journey. So until next time, stay caffeinated.